Seems like my symbol for protection against the coronavirus has been working here in the United States because Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx have reduced the projections of how many will die here from 100,000 to 60,000. That just so happens to correspond to my symbol for the protection from the coronavirus. The symbol has the mem, as you see, as a surrounding square to the samek and the aleph inside. Remember that the mem is 40. The samek is 60. And the aleph is 1,000. Remember, the aleph can be either 1 or 1,000. Now, the original projection for the minimum amount of deaths was 100,000. That's 40 for the mem, 60 for the samek, that's 100, and then 1,000 for the aleph inside. That's 100,000. 40 plus 60 is 100, and then the aleph is 1,000. Now it's strange that their projections should now be 60,000, which exactly corresponds to my symbol if you take the final mem away. And if you take the final mem away, then you have samek and aleph. 60 for the samek and 1,000 for the aleph. You see? Which is a large aleph, so to speak. And as you see, this aleph is found in the bottom half of the line of the samek. So the point here is the final mem has been removed, and we only have samek aleph. Now, strangely enough, samek and aleph are the initial letters of the aleph and the samek are the initial letters of Ein Sof. And samek aleph are the initial letters of Sitra Achra. And as you know, in my symbol, and what is the entire secret of Judaism, is that you have to find out that the Ein Sof has to include the Sitra Achra. And if you're only in the Ein Sof as light, you see, and don't include the Sitra Achra as dark, then you're only dealing in half a deck. Now, the other weird thing here is that the word coronavirus means crown. Corona is crown. The thing that the word that uses crown in the body is the corona of the penis, the corona of the glands of the gladys of the penis. And in a certain sense, what we have here, that corona is the bottom thing, kind of like the circling thing of the penis and the bottom of the crown of the gland. And so, in a certain sense, this mem is almost considered to me a foreskin that, when removed, kind of shows the crown in the penis. Now, I'm a little bit off here. And I stand to be corrected is to my specifics, but not to my idea. In a certain sense, this entire thing here represents a penis. Remember, the whole secret of yoga and everything relates to the utilization of the penis. And the snake biting its own tail is the penis in its mouth. This is self-sufficiency. So this removal from 100 to 60 shows this removal of the mem from the symbol here. It's a circumcision. It's also strange that Fauci was the original person in HIV, which was transmitted by penis. And now he's come back and given this same kind of stuff with coronavirus, which is penis related. So in a certain sense, this mem has to drop off here. And we're dropping off the covering, so to speak, and we're examining my original symbol, which was Aleph Samech here. And I don't want to go into the depths of it, but quite frankly, this symbol of mine represents everything in Judaism. Everything. And if it represents everything in Judaism, it certainly represents a analysis of the coronavirus. So again, let me reiterate, they've changed the numbers from 100,000, which is the square and the circle, just to 60,000, which is the circle. It's a very interesting thing that this is occurring now. This change occurred on Passover day, because this whole thing is a Shir HaShirim, Song of Songs of Passover. It's a big deal. And you either read it on Passover night after everything, you read Shir HaShirim, or specifically, many people read it, everybody reads it in synagogue on the Shabbos of the Shabbos of Pesach. And this is the marriage. And the marriage ring itself of the Arizal was a square. So it was a square ring, because the hole is for the circle, for the finger, which goes inside, which is the olive, goes inside the ring, and that ring is squared. So this squared, and so what they're showing is that the marriage of the Jewish people is almost responsible for the limiting of the numbers of dead from 100,000 to 60,000. This is very, for me, tremendously interesting. And it comes out of my symbol. And I didn't do anything to promote this symbol. And it shows a thing of Sheldrake's morphonic resonances. As the example goes, a butterfly that flips its wings in China has an effect on the atmosphere in New York City. You see? Because everything is a connected atmosphere. And so even though I didn't do anything much, I put it out. A few people saw this symbol, I tried to promote it. Nobody was interested, yet still, because it's out, because it's a butterfly wing, so to speak, it's had its effect here in the United States. Now, you have to remember that I'm a Kabbalist. So if that sounds strange to you, then all my things are going to be strange. Because the lessening of the numbers of the coronavirus are represented exactly in my coronavirus symbol, which in its fullness comes out with the final mem as a 600, comes out to be 661, which is the same as Esther. And Esther, whether you know it or not, has a direct relationship to Pesach. And the entire marriage and everything has a direct relationship with Esther. So coronavirus is 661, and this symbol is 661, has an effect on the lessening of by 40,000 people in the United States that will succumb to coronavirus.